What's up? This is Josiah, host of the podcast Josiah's Voice on Black Filmmaking, where I bridge community with black filmmakers and storytellers from around the world. Check out this clip with my latest guest, independent writer and filmmaker Tiffany Silver-Tucker, as we discuss the interpersonal origins of her animation show, Otis Wise Tales, available on YouTube. We talk about how her parents' love in high school and college inspired the characters of her animation. We also discuss how hip-hop, 90s hip-hop, Japanese anime, and other amazing influences inspired her animation and what keeps her going as an independent creator. Take a listen to this. Let's talk about, as I understand it, your first comic book project, Otis Wise. Can you tell the people what Otis Wise is about?
Ooh. Hopefully I won't get emotional because this story is so personal. But Otis
Take your time.
Wise is actually an animation. We started in comics. We'll still produce a comic book series or maybe just one book. But we are working on an animated series that will, for now, air and premiere on YouTube. We are trying to build our own platform, but that's for a later date. But so for right now, it is an animated series. My husband is the executive producer. He is at the head of this. He doesn't like for me to mention it, but he has spearheaded this entire project along with our friend Keon, who lives in the LA area, and his wife. And so Otis Wise began in 2010 with just a concept. My dad, whose name is Otis, we spelled the two differently. My dad's name is spelled Otis, and Otis Wise, the show, is spelled Otus, which is named after an owl, Otis the owl. So my dad, he always had these wise sayings, and some of it made sense, and other times it did not make sense. And so this thing came to me, in his later years, I should do something to give him a legacy because my dad was a very private man. He did a lot for people, but he always stayed to himself, especially after my mom passed away. And so I wanted to build this concept around him. Initially, my husband and I, created this little owl because I love owls. I think they're mysterious and they feel wise. And you see a lot of those logos in education. And I am an advocate of education, so it just fit. The Otis Wise series is based on my parents. My dad being Otis Wise, and then there's another main character, Gina Cat, in the animated series, and that is after my mom, Regina Silver. And I wanted to tell a story from their teenage years. Of course, I did not see their teenage years because I wasn't around. But using my imagination of how they would have been as teenagers, placing them in a more current environment and just navigating them through society as teenagers and how they would respond to conflict and racism and relationships and family flaws and, divorced parents. And what did that look like from their point of view? And so that's how we began to build Otis Wise. We're peeking into the lives of these teenagers and their family in society. And how do teenagers cope and navigate and still live and grow in such a flawed society? So without me really going into it, I hope that makes sense. Let me know if it does not. But it is a comedy, I will say. It is a comedy. Jamal, my husband, is very funny.
Yes, he is.
He inspires us to just cut up and act a fool when we write the scripts together.
Mm-hmm.
Season 1, I hope I get this right, I believe is a total of 13 episodes. It is an exciting project, but the thing that I've done as of recently is not take it as seriously. And what I mean by that is not apply so much pressure.
I've seen Otis Wise go through many different iterations, and I'm not just saying this, and you've heard me say it, Tiff. I've
Yes.
always been impressed at your like tenacity. You haven't let this go away. Even when you wanted it to, even when the
Hmm.
writer's block, I know what that's like. Even
Hmm.
when maybe it felt like other people are better writers or other people are better connected, better funded. A long laundry list of lies as to why it shouldn't exist, right? But sometimes it feels real when it's
Yeah.
tough, when you're trying to pioneer something for yourself.
Right.
And I really just applaud you. And like I said, I've been in the war room before with her and her whole family just brimming with ideas, pulling references from other
Hmm.
beloved music, or like she mentioned Spike Lee earlier, just all the different things that inform family stories. How your dad used to, may rest in peace, brother Otis. But he just, he was a funny character. He was loving, and I just love how he just comes through in this owl named Otis. And also, guys, you have to look forward to. I don't think I get in trouble for this. It's a comedy. There's some
Hmm.
sci-fi fantasy. There's some commentary, and it's just like I said, brimming with ideas. Tiffany's love of hip hop and
Yeah.
manga and Japanese anime comes in like '90s hip hop. Her love for the Fugees, her love for who's your other favorite, Most Def, and
Yes.
just
My favorite rapper is Most Def. Yes.
I just there's and that's just I won't say no more.
We do infuse a lot of pop culture. We're inspired by music. And most recently, in today's writer's room, we were trying to visualize a scene. And so we literally had to take it all the way back to Bobby Brown, every little step I take or make or
Yeah.
whatever.
Wow.
And we had to watch the video to get his movement down because in episode two, I would just describe episode two as one big music video. It really isn't a music video, but it's musically inspired. And
Okay.
so some of the breakdancing and things of that nature in episode two, we get from his video. And so hopefully we're able to pull off the movements because Jamal actually helped us to even remember because sometimes I can see something that I'm inspired by from the past, but I don't know the name of it.
Mm-hmm.
And Jamal rolls it off his tongue. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. And so we spend time in the writer's room just watching videos.